Today I'm going to review this wheel. Is from an Indonesian company, Indonesian brand called KENZI Savoy KZ-30. So just a quick look around. This wheel is a 300 size wheel, and it comes with extra power handle. Now today is actually 28th of January, Thursday. I'm continuing with this review, continuing from the previous video. Okay, just a quick look and feel of this wheel itself. The handle knob is actually quite good. It's an EVA handle knob, and the length is actually quite long. It's very comfortable to actually wheel. So quite solid handle knob with EVA foam. First, the quality itself, the finish is quite good. If you see the distance, the gap on the knob itself, just a little bit of gap, acceptable, and both of it are actually within the same tolerance. So it's actually quite good. Also, this wheel comes with two handle knobs. One is this type, and another one is a power handle. This one is a red color, by the way, and the handle knob looks like made from the same material. Now quite solid. For $150, no, 150 ringgit, around 50 Singapore dollar, you are getting this size wheel, 300 size, and with two handle knob is actually quite a good deal. Next, I'll go on to the drag, the star drag. So it's a clicking star drag. So it's quite good. The clicking sound is quite loud and quite solid. And again, this is not aluminium material, by the way. It seems to be made out of the same material as the wheel body itself, so some kind of reinforced plastic. They call it as some kind of carbon, which I'll try to explore later. This one, the adjuster knob for the spool tension, is non-clicking, but to me it's okay. Not a big deal. I can't expect much for 50 Singapore dollar, but it's okay. Not non-clicking adjustment knob for the spool tension, but it's okay for me. And next, we'll move on to the clutch. It actually spins quite freely. And the clutch itself is actually quite a good feel. It's not those very flimsy type. Yeah, as you can see, not those flimsy type. A little bit of play, but it's acceptable for this price range. Yeah. Very smooth clutch engagement. Very smooth feel. Yeah, the damn dog is keep on barking. Next is the line guide. Is this kind of oval shape. I believe this one actually help in casting. That's how it looks like from the side. This one is a magnetic braking system. You can turn it up to 10, but it's non-clicking. There's no clicking sound when you adjust the magnetic brake itself. And this is how it looks like. The rear seat is made of two separate components riveted together. I'm not sure why they do it in this way. So I believe over time this part will get loose if due to usage, if the riveted is not strong enough. Yeah, actually these two pieces are separate pieces riveted together, so not sure how long this one will last before it start to get loose. Next, I'll take up the side plate. Oops. That's how it looks like. 10 magnet, and there's one bearing inside. That's how it looks like. Not sure what kind of design this is. So when you turn the lever, the magnet will come out. This is for the maximum magnetic brake settings. This is the minimum, and one bearing inside. So these two total have 10 ball bearing, 9 plus 1, so a total of 10 ball bearing. This is how the spool looks like. Aluminum spool. Quite okay, the finishes. And one more bearing here. And this is the pinion gear. There's one more bearing inside the pinion gear. So based on the diagram here, I'll just briefly tell where the bearing is. The handle not have two bearing here, so it's counted as one bearing here, another bearing here, so total here have 4, but it will be counted as one based on the diagram. So 1, 2, another bearing is here, three ball bearing, 1, 2, the third ball bearing. The anti-reverse clutch, they also have one bearing here, and then there are two bearing here for the lever wind. One bearing here, another bearing is here. So lastly, there will be another one bearing, which is the pinion gear. Inside there's another bearing for the pinion gear, and that is the total count for this. Total count of bearing 9 plus 1 for this reel. It stated that the bearings are actually seal bearing, but I doubt it will be a high quality seal bearing for this price. So no comment whether this bearing of good quality or not, because I haven't tested this reel yet in the water. So I'll probably I will use this reel for saltwater fishing, light jigging and some casting. Okay, that's a quick review. Look around for this bearing. Next, I'll explain the reason I bought this reel. Before that, I'll just show some of the things that I don't like about this reel. First, the anti-reverse clutch actually is not instantaneous. You can see there's some play here, but it's acceptable for me. Just a little bit of annoying when there's a lot of sound, especially when you crank it very fast. You'll see some sound that, but it's not a gearing sound. It's most likely based on this sound. The anti-reverse sound are locking, so there will be this sound. Yeah, it's a bit loose. There's some play before it actually locked. Yeah, there's the one downside, but it's acceptable for me. Okay, as I stated, this reel is actually an Indonesian brand called KENZI, and this reel brand as this one, KENZI Savoy KZ-30. It's actually size 300 reel. Just what it says in the box. Japan quality steel ball bearing, but I'm not so sure whether it's really that kind of quality for this price. If it does, it's really a good bargain for 150 ringgit or around 50 Singapore dollar. Yeah. Then large diameter copper gear, 15 kg of drag, 6.3 gear ratio, and it's quite lightweight. And this is line capacity for this reel, so it's a 300 size, so it actually can hold more line than the typical big casting reel. Okay, next I found out is that based on this diagram, it's stated Pirates TC300 reel. Yeah, right. But the box is actually Savoy KZ-30, so my guess is most likely this brand, they actually OEM made from another manufacturer, most likely a Chinese company, to actually do this reel for them. I can't find what this reel that they actually copy from. I try to Google search this model Pirates TC300, but I can't seem to find anything. And based on this spreadsheet, it's most likely a Chinese reel, and there are some Chinese reading here. Most likely it's a Chinese reel that they just mass order it and put their branding here. This is most likely the case. Yeah, most likely this is the case. And the funny things about this reel is that there are no marking where these reels are made from. There are no marking that this reel is made from where, from which country. There's just no info. Right? They don't put a stamp that this is made in Indonesia or in any country. There's no info. Even this diagram, this diagram sheet is also never mentioned where these reels are made of. But I'm just guessing it is most likely a Chinese reel that they rebrand it with their name. Okay, just a quick recap what I like about this reel. First is the quality is actually acceptable for me. For 50 Singapore dollar and around 150 ringgit include shipping. I bought this reel from Shopee, or you can find it in AliExpress. No, not AliExpress, in Lazada. It's either in Shopee or Lazada. You can actually find this reel, and for 150 ringgit is actually quite a good bargain. So I'll just based on my personal opinion, I'll just list down what I like about this reel. First is the price. For 150 ringgit is really a good bargain for this reel. For 300 size reel is really a good bargain, and the quality is actually quite good. And based on the material that is used, this guide did mention that the material is made out of high strength polyethylene sulfide RNA material. So in another word, this is actually a reinforced plastic, not graphite, but it's another form of plastic which is very strong, but I don't think it will be overall strength is comparable to aluminum alloy. I don't think so. It definitely will be weaker than aluminum alloy, but based on what I see here, the quality of this material is actually quite solid. There's not much play on it. It's actually quite solid. It doesn't flex when I actually press it very hard. So this material, I would say, is similar to graphite in terms of strength and characteristic, but definitely not stronger than aluminum alloy. Okay, but it's okay for this kind of price range. So if the material is quite okay, quite good, and the finishes is actually quite good. The handle knob actually feels good, right? It's not those crappy Chinese handle knob that when you first use it, it just doesn't feel nice and it's just garbage. But not for this one. The handle knob is actually quite good feel. There's no complaint for this handle knob. And then the drag star is actually feel quite good. The whole finishes, basically, is actually quite good for the reel itself. And look and feel is actually quite good. The clutch lever is also feel good for this reel. I have used other Chinese brand that is more expensive than this one, but it just feel crappy. But this one is actually quite a solid build in terms of its quality. Okay, hello. And two things that I don't like will be the reel seat. Things that I don't like will be this reel seat. I would prefer that it will be made of one piece material from the molding itself, but this one is actually a two-piece design. This part and this part is actually separate and it's actually riveted together. Yeah, so overall, in terms of how solid is it, or maybe over some type of usage, this reel seat might come loose when the rivet part actually give way, and it might get loose. So This is my personal opinion. And then the second one will be the clutch engagement, the entire reverse clutch itself. A bit of play. It's not like instantaneous reverse lock. There's some play before it actually lock. That is the downside, you see. But overall, okay, the gear actually is not those very geary type. Hang the handle, you won't hear about geary noise. And actually the gear, so far the quality of the gear meshing is really quite good. This is what you will hear when you hang the handle. This is actually quite good for this wheel. I've tried other wheels that the gear sound is actually quite loud. Those geary sound is very loud, but for this one it's very good actually. So I'm quite happy with this wheel so far. Yeah, it's quite good. This wheel KENZI Savoy is quite good actually. The quality is quite good. Okay, if you are looking for 300 size big casting wheel for light jigging application or casting application, and you need a lot of lines, this one can hold quite a lot of lines, and which is I like. The spool is a deep spool, you can hold a lot of line. I use this wheel for actually jigging or slow jigging, mostly for saltwater fishing. Okay, why I said that this wheel is actually the best and cheapest wheel that you can actually buy at the moment, and I can't actually find other wheel that is cheaper than this wheel itself. Let's make an example that what you can actually find in online, example AliExpress, Lazada or Shopee, for a budget reel for 300 size big casting reel. This is one of the example. Piscifun is actually cost around 100 Singapore dollar or 300 ringgit. Another one is Johncoo. It's also cost around 90 Singapore dollar, also around 270 ringgit. And another Chinese brand, Spinpoler or whatever crap is that, it's also cost 100 Singapore dollar, around 300 ringgit as well. The cheapest you can get is this Reelsking wheel, cost around $60. But to be honest, I bought this wheel before, and it's actually a coffee grinder. It's very geary and you will actually throw it away. I bought the wheel, use it a few times, I end up actually throw it away. It's just rubbish. It's one of the crappiest Chinese wheel that I ever bought. But if you, let's say you are on budget, and this will be the option for you. So if you are looking for high-end wheel, then this one is definitely not for you. So you cannot compare this budget wheel, only cost 50 Singapore dollars, around 150 ringgit, with JDM reel like Daiwa, example Daiwa Lexa 300. This one costs 800 ringgit. So you cannot compare this reel in terms of quality with a Japanese reel, right? So you really cannot compare. Another reel example is Shimano Trans X. It also costs around 800 ringgit. So you really cannot compare. Oh sorry, around 900 ringgit for Shimano Trans X 300 series. It's around 900 ringgit. So in terms of quality, of course, this one I really need to stress out. You cannot compare this one with a Japanese high-end reel that as I mentioned, like Shimano Trans X and the Daiwa Lexa. Okay, you cannot compare a Japanese Fuji Apple with this Chinese or China Fuji Apple. Is totally different. But anyway, if you are looking for budget reel, 300 size speed casting reel for light jigging, or slow jigging, big casting, actually this one is quite good. For this one, it's actually quite good. And yeah, you can feel free to take a look. This reel in Shopee or Lazada, which from where I bought it from Shopee. And by the way, I'm not paid by this seller, so all my review is not paid by the seller. I use my own money to actually buy this reel. And that's it. That's all. Overall, if you're looking for a cheap budget reel, this one is actually a good buy. It's actually one of the cheapest that I can find currently. Yeah, at 150 ringgit is really hard to beat. Some more they also provide you with an extra handle. It's really hard to beat. Yeah, that's all for this review. It's really hard to beat for this one. And thank you for watching. Yeah, this one and this one is totally different. So I get it. They get another reel, maybe a Chinese reel, rebrand it themselves. But anyway, it's still a very good buy. And thank you for watching for this reel.